What's going on, you guys? It's your girl Brittany here, aka the Fruitful Wife, your relationship revivalist, and we are here to go over Married at First Sight, Season 15, Episode 4. Let's get into it. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. If this is your first time at this channel, I just want to say welcome to the Fruitful Wife. We invite you to become a part of the Fruitful family by just clicking that subscribe button down below. Remember, the Fruitful Wife has memberships and also has a Patreon. Check the description box below. We'd love to give you some extra content. All right, so Auntie's advice. I've been watching a lot of her lately. And I love my girl Janice Hilton. I Janice Hilton, if you guys are familiar with her channel, she does a lot of reviews and she teaches church girls how to get married, right? So I met her through Study the Bible in 1 year, and honey, didn't know that she had this whole entire huge channel where she reviewed TV shows, right? So I watched both of them, but Auntie's advice told me, well, she didn't tell me personally, but as I was watching her videos, she was like, if you're not doing a play-by-play of everything that happened on the episode, you're not doing a review, you're doing a rant. So this is a Married at First Sight Season 15 Episode 4 rant, and I want to start with Mitch and Kristen. I just want to say I feel very sorry for Kristen. She is really trying. She has an attraction for Mitch. She has, a desire to be with him. The chemistry is there on her end. But Mitch is very guarded. Mitch mentioned that she is not his type and not what he was expecting. And here's another thing, too. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I know my eyes are swollen and I look I'm high on the Holy Ghost, y'all. Y'all are watching this on a Monday, but I'm filming this on a Sunday. And the spirit was high at church. And when I tell you the fire of God was there, I'm still, so that's why my eyes look crazy. Anyway, so back to Mitch and Kristen. Basically, that's not, Kristen is not what he imagined who would be walking down the aisle. And this is the issue that I have with those who sign up for Married at First Sight. You need to stop having a physical imagination of what somebody is going to look like. When you sign up to marry a stranger, you should not have a vivid image of a certain person, how they look, I should say. You should not have that solidified in your mind, because if that person does not meet your imagination, which we see here Kristen does not, you're going to be disappointed, and it is not fair to a person who signed up for this process, who is ready to give their all and all to you, and you are guarded and shrieking back because they don't meet your imagination. I don't think that's fair. And Mitch, to me, is one of those people. I really don't care for people who are entitled and broke. And that's what Mitch seems like to me. He's broken, entitled and broke. And it was so interesting because in this episode 4, they spent their first night together at the hotel. They met each other's families, went to lunch, breakfast, lunch, or dinner with them, so the family could ask more extensive questions, to the new family member, to the spouse. And then they found out where they were going to be going for their honeymoon, right? So this is the thing. If a person's family tells you they are not ready, believe them. If the family is not just this malicious, out to get them type of family, because you have some family that's just toxic. But if you're not, believe the family, right? Believe the family. These people, this is Mitch's mother, his brother, and his sister-in-law, y'all. And they called him prideful. They said that he lashes out and that he is brutally honest, that he can be rude. They even used the term jerk. And of course, Kristen, how could she know this? She married a stranger. But she needs to take heed. Even in the preliminary process, when they were going through all of the fanfare before they made it to the altar, Mitch's brother pretty much said that he was not married. Y'all, if you are considering marrying someone, if you are considering dating someone and you get a chance to meet their family and their family says he ain't ready, listen to them. Listen to them. Unless the family is kind of toxic or something like that, listen to them, because normally the family knows who they are when their representative is not there, when their guard is let down, who they really are behind closed doors. And so Mitch just seems very uncomfortable. But when they got to the hotel room that night, he was happy for her to take off her makeup and to get more comfortable. Kristen even seemed more comfortable taking off her makeup, knowing that that's what he wanted. And what I don't want is for her to continue to suppress who she is, who she really is, to make him like her. And basically Mitch's family basically told Kristen, hey, he's rebellious. He never wants to do what people tell him to do. He's always going to do the opposite of what people tell him. And I just hope that Kristen takes heed and really protects her heart. On the other hand, Mitch met with Kristen's family, and he was concerned, that when they put that she was bougie in the vows. And one thing that really stood out to me is that Mitch told Kristen's family, specifically her mother, that being an environmentalist is basically his religion. And that this is something that he takes very seriously, that he was not happy with himself, and he did not become himself until he stopped being a closet environmentalist and really started, pursuing, environmentalism fully. This is his passion, this is his purpose, and his words, his religion. Now, the thing about that is that Kristen is not as serious about those issues as Mitch is. And this is towards those who are single, those who are looking to get married. I always say, and I stand firm by it, purpose compatibility should be number one on your list. If your purposes don't align, if they don't match, you will in most cases find yourself unfulfilled, unsatisfied, and very frustrated in your marriage. If the experts knew that Mitch was this serious about the environment, they should have paired him with someone who is on that level. Mitch says he doesn't need someone, but we see that Mitch is entitled. And he's very set in his ways. I don't know if that's just his personality or is that because of his age, right? I don't know. He's 41. And so I'm interested to see how this is going to go. Kristen is on cloud nine, and I just don't want to see her fall off that cloud, but it seems like it's going to happen. Let's go to Ben and Morgan. Ben and Morgan finally make it to their wedding day. He finally tested negative twice on COVID. What was sweet to me is that, he said that since he shortened their honeymoon because of COVID, that normally he's a frugal guy, but he will take Morgan anywhere she wants to go for the second honeymoon. So I thought that that was very kind. What was interesting to me is in this episode, Ben expressed to his mom, who again is very important to him, and he is a self-proclaimed mama's boy. What he said to her was, "Mom, if you talk to her and you see something in her that you don't like, let me know and I will try and work on it." The issue is, I don't think Morgan is about that life. I don't think Morgan is about that life. I don't think Morgan is about that. My mama said that this is what's wrong with you, and I need for us to change that. I'm very interested in how Morgan is going to take him being so frugal to the point where he doesn't run his air, where he doesn't use his energy, not because he's an environmentalist like Mitch, but because, he's cheap. But we do know that Ben is working towards financial freedom, and I hear people call that type of aggressive saving, it's called gazelle intense. I don't know how she's going to be. One thing about Morgan, though, she just, every 2 seconds, because, I'm an independent woman. Because I'm an independent woman. Because I'm an independent woman. Because I'm an independent woman. And I'm like, if you are so independent, Morgan, why are you getting married? Because marriage gives up independence and it trades it for interdependence. If you are that independent, I'm a strong independent woman. I'm a strong independent. What she sounds is hurt. What she sounds is broken. And what she sounds like, that is something that she convinces herself, so she won't crawl into a dark place. Because she did not tell her father that she was getting married. She did not invite him to her wedding. She said she wanted to walk herself down the aisle. So that lets me know that she is not healed and that Morgan is not ready for marriage, that she is ready for Jesus and a good therapist. Because with all of that and this, I'm strong in it. Even when they were getting married, it was important for her to mention the Muay Thai, kickboxing, and then she said something to him on the lines of, "Oh yeah, I could kick you, punch you, and throw you down right now." This is why you have not had any success finding a spouse so far. Morgan, you were so strong and independent that you could be your own man. And this is why I don't understand why strong and independent women decide that marriage is for them. I really don't get it. Because the genetic makeup of a man should be to provide, protect, and profess. Well, you don't want him to do any of that. So what do you want? You just to cuddle? I just feel like marriage is so much bigger than that. Marriage is so much more important than that. And she's very masculine. And even Ben, even though he was making light of it, but he when she kept on making these indirect threats, I call them, he wasn't really feeling it. He was like, it was that awkward, nervous laugh. So yeah, I'm not really feeling that. Yeah, yeah. But she's definitely. I could tell that she was nervous. I could tell that she was nervous because she went from this, I'm strong, independent, strong, independent, strong, independent. And then when she got up to the altar, she was like, it's almost like a what is the word I'm looking for? It's a front. It's a character that she plays, to keep herself from being harmed or wounded and hurt. But really, she's a little cream-filled Twinkie on the inside. I've seen it, been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. Let's go to Justin and Alexis because, I'm trying to be positive about this explosive chemistry that they just have right off the bat. But is it me? Y'all comment down below and tell me what you think. Is it me, or does it seem like they putting on for the TV, for the cameras? Is it me? It just seems like a big dramatic production. I mean, they all. I don't really think that Alexis is feeling Justin like that. Now I know they kissing and spooning, and he's saying all of these romantic and sweet things. I'm really trying to change my opinion about that. Because I never want to talk down upon the success of a married couple, but it just seems really ingenuine. It seems really inauthentic. It just, something ain't right to me. And I know I said it before, but he's really clingy. He even said in this episode that he watched her sleep. Bruh. Anyway, but they're very giddy. And of course, they went and talked to each other's parents. What was funny to me, honey, was when Alexis was meeting with Justin's mama and whoever the other woman was. And Justin's mama was looking at her like, what's wrong with you? When she said, I've been proposed 3 times, but I said, honey, she is proud about them 3 proposals. She is really proud about those 3 proposals, honey. Every time she get to sneak that in, honey, she just go ahead and slide it in. But I've been proposed to 3 times and I keep saying no. And so the mama can see right through it. She looking like, something ain't right. We gonna see. And they both said, the mama and the other lady, I guess a friend of Justin, they both said, we're gonna see if we can trust her. But Justin's mama was like, he's sensitive. Y'all, I understand sensitivity. I think that it's beautiful when a man is emotionally mature and can freely express his emotions in a mature way. I think that they're being nice when they say Justin is sensitive. I think that when you listen to the families on Married at First Sight, they know that they're on TV. They know that they're in front of cameras. So they use certain words that sound nice, but you can almost always take it beyond what they're saying. And so when I hear from 3 different sources, his friends, his brother, and his mama, that Justin is sensitive, to me, he's a crybaby. That means he's a crybaby. That means he's emotionally immature. And I'm wondering, because Alexis in her interview asked for a man. That's what she did. I want a man. Justin. I'm not going to say he isn't a man. I'm going to say that I don't see the maturity of a man on him. I'm going to say that. There we go. Yeah. And I mean, I feel like, and maybe this is just me, that when it comes to, a man and a woman who were serious about, getting married, there is even a maturity when it comes to talk about intimacy. I truly believe that people who talk too much on it ain't about it. Just like people, have you ever went to the store and you've seen like a man who is just giving excessive PDA, and he's like groping his woman and they're really kissing, and it's just disgusting, and it's a distraction to the public, not Publix, the grocery store, to the public. That most of the time they're doing that because ain't nothing going on at home. And I believe that's the case with Justin. Justin talking a lot about sex because he don't know a lot about sex. Because people who do ain't got to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? People who about it ain't got to talk about it. And so even when the couples were having their group roundup, they made it to Mexico. Mexico is where their honeymoon is. They made it to Mexico. They're all kind of enjoying each other by the beach with the sunset. And he's just talking about, his private area. And that to me is sexual immaturity. Because let me tell you, a real man who is taking care of his spouse is not going to put all of that out there for the public to know. I'm telling you what I know. Folk that can handle theirs ain't talking about theirs. And I'm just going to leave it at that. But yeah, it seems like a show to me, like they're putting on a show. I don't believe that Alexis is as into Justin as they're making it seem. Let's go to Nate and Stasha. I have a new name for Nate. And, if I'm wrong about it, I'll change the name. But I want to call him Connie. Conny. Because I believe there's a little con artist within Nate. I don't know. I had to watch this episode twice. I watched it when I was supposed to, but I had a lot going on and didn't end up recording, so I forgot most of the episode and I had to watch it again. And during my second time watching it, I said, Nate likes to cry when he can't answer tough questions. Nate likes to get emotional when there's a demand put on his integrity. When Stasha's family wanted to know what type of mental health changes or financial changes or, emotional changes that he would like to see changed in his family dynamic, instead of answering straightforward, he really took an emotional turn and began crying that I personally didn't see as sincere, but I definitely could be wrong. It was just something about it. And I believe the women at the table felt like there was something about it too. I don't know, y'all. He seems like he's ready to be taken care of by another strong, independent black woman. And it seems like if he's able to, woo Stasha, she seems like she might be willing to be the man in the relationship. I don't know. We'll see. They seem like they have a lot of chemistry going on. They seem to really be liking each other. Stacia was asking Nate, what did he need? And he said he wanted her to be an understanding best friend. Janice Hilton said something very interesting about that. That when men say, I just need someone who understands me. I just want someone who will accept me as I am. She said that a lot of times that means I don't want you to cause me to grow up. I don't want you to hold me accountable. I don't want you to provoke me to excellence in this relationship. I want you to take it as it is and keep me spoiled and entitled in this relationship. I'm inclined to agree with Janice Hilton. Y'all check out her channel. Yeah, it's something about Nate. I don't know what it is, but I could tell you what it ain't. And he also mentioned that he feels misunderstood a lot. And he mentioned, that he grew up in another country because he was a military child. And that when he got to the States that he had to go to school with black savages. I said, ooh, black savages. He said that the kids there were savages and didn't accept him because of I guess, the way he looked and the way that he talked. I just thought that was interesting. Stasha also met with his family and his dad, and I think it was a friend that was with them. Basically, they were like, well, she said that she's a workaholic, and they were like, well, don't break his heart. Please make time for him. Make time for your family, and she said that she's working on it. It was interesting because in Mexico, he was real hype, about the hotel room. And yeah, there was something about that too, like, anyway, yes, you should be excited about your honeymoon. Yes, you should be excited. But I don't know. I'm trying not to solidify my impression on Connie. Connie is Nate. That's his new name. And yeah, he's just teary-eyed for no reason. I don't understand. But they decided that they want to take a shower together to save water. I wonder how long they're going to last without consummating their marriage, because it seems like they both really desire to. Let's talk about Miguel and Lindy. So on the wedding night, Lindy got super flustered while getting ready for bed. I guess she lost her pajamas. She lost her pajamas that she wanted to wear that night. And and honey, she spent like 30 minutes in the bathroom. 30 minutes in the bathroom. Miguel had to come get her, ask her was she okay. He ended up having to go to another bathroom to use it. And yeah, we're seeing right out the gate that she is easily flustered, that she is anxious, and yeah, Miguel says that they're not red flags, but they're magenta flags. I would go ahead and call them all the way red, honey. Them things is red. So they met with each other's family. What's interesting is when Miguel was meeting with Lindy's family, they, the first thing was they asked, what about him is the reason why he has not found the right relationship yet? And he was like, well, I don't know. I can't really answer that because I'm always the one breaking up with him. I felt that was a very arrogant answer. And two, I feel like, what about you keeps attracting these women that you have to continue to break up with? Because he says either they've cheated or we're just misaligned. And I'm like, but what about you attracts misaligned, cheating women? So that's something that you really need to take a look within yourself, Miguel, because if you are attracting this type of woman to you, then there is something in you, you know what I'm saying, that's doing that. So, he was very shallow with his answer. And then the mom was pressing to ask about sex. Lindy's mom made Lindy's brother ask Miguel about sex. Okay, so these people are supposed to be Christians, right? Seventh-day Adventists, very strict upbringing. Then if that is the case, then you should know that once they're married, they're supposed to be consummating. If we're talking Bible here, first of all, Lindy has pretty much, walked away from her faith, even though she is condemned by it. And then Miguel is pretty much an atheist. So first of all, you can't expect them to uphold any type of biblical standard in their relationship. That's number one. Number two, if you are talking Bible, Lindy's mama, then you know that technically she shouldn't be withholding anything from him while she gets to know him. Because the Bible says is that when your husband requests intimacy from you, or when your wife requests intimacy from you, that you do not withhold them because your body is no longer your own. Now that's Bible. Bible does not say keep your legs close to your husband or to your wife until you know them. No, y'all just don't want to think of your precious Lindy deflowered by Miguel. But let me tell you something. She had already let the world know she's been deflowered and she out here in these streets, okay? So I thought that was interesting. Switch over to Lindy meeting with Miguel's folk, two friends and Miguel's sister. Honey, Miguel's sister came out the gate. Financially, what do you bring to the table? My brother made good money, and I don't want him taking care of you. Ooh, and then Lindy just crumbled. She crumbled like a piece of blue cheese. You hear me? I have a very large amount of student debt. And, it's overwhelming. And I thought to myself, oh, well, no one would ever want to marry me. I mean, she just crumpled like a piece of thin parchment paper. Do you hear me? And another thing that Miguel's sister said, I noticed that he's a Cancer and you're a Gemini, and those signs are normally not compatible. Lindy, like, what's a what? What's a Cancer? Because Lindy grew up in Seventh-day Adventists. They don't get into any of that. I don't either. I don't believe in any of that holding any kind of weight in a relationship or marriage. I honestly don't. But Lindy was so shooketh that she had to run to Miguel and say, so I have a large amount of student debt. And, and she just put it all on the table. She seemed like she was nervous that Miguel's sister was going to tell him before she got to tell him. So she went straight away to tell him. And then she went on this nervous rant for what seemed like an hour about her student debt. And, she's high-strung, to say the least. He also said that he ain't no sugar daddy and that he don't plan on taking care of her and that she needs to be driven and motivated to make sure that she pay her stuff off. And yeah, that was a very interesting conversation. You know what I have to say about that? This is why the dating process is so important. A lot of people think the dating process is about doing romantic things, going to nice places, hanging out, having fun. But dating should be taken so much more seriously than that. Credit, debt, that stuff should be looked at and taken into account before you seriously considered anybody. And I'm surprised that if this is so important to Miguel, that should have been put on his list of non-negotiables. but it wasn't. And there you have it. So boom, right? Yeah, that was interesting to me. Um, yeah. Oh, so when they were in Mexico, Miguel and Lindy were in Mexico. They were meeting with the couples. Miguel made it known that, he made a move to Lindy and Lindy denied him. So he's heard about that. And Lindy is like, I just want to get to know him before, we go there and my emotions take over. Which, in a way, I do consider that wisdom because if she's that high strung, then I'm sure that when she becomes intimate with somebody, that it can almost be overwhelming to that person that she is intimate with. And I'm sure that, that takes a toll on, how she acts in her relationship. So she knows herself and she knows that she shouldn't do that yet. All right, I think we went over everybody. So y'all comment below and tell me what you think. Yeah, Nate's a Connie. Nate's a Connie. Nate's a Connie. That's a con artist. And Honey had her in the shower. Honey Stacia, her head is gone. You hear me? Gone. Gone. We gonna see what happened with this post nut. All right, guys, if you made it to the end of this video, I want you to comment down below Connie, Conny. If you made it to the end of this video and you are not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? We would love to have you a part of the Fruitful family tree. Check out that Patreon in the description box so you can get live and extra content. And go ahead and grab you a $2 YouTube membership, honey, and join the crew. I love you all. And until next time, be fruitful and multiply.